ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Today's discussion is going to be about frequency tables. So let's just get to it. I'm going to define what a frequency table is, give an example, and then we're going to answer some questions with frequency tables. So frequency tables display the frequency of various outcomes for a sample. For example, if 100 students were surveyed about their favorite color, the results are shown in the frequency table below. So the colors that were the options, the blue, the brown, the green, and so on, are given, and then the frequency, the number of students that answered blue would be 20. So 20 students have a favorite color of blue. Sometimes you'll see a tally column next to it. Right? So for example, for brown, if there are 6 students who chose brown as their favorite color, you would see tally marks. That's a group of 5, plus another one would give 6. And then the frequency column would also be added to count up those tally marks. So let's go on to the first question here. A food magazine published a listing of local restaurant ratings. Use the data to complete the frequency chart below. So here are restaurant ratings. These numbers are all listed in numerical order. Sometimes they'll all be mixed up. And we want to find the missing number here. We want to know the number of restaurants that have a rating of 1. Well, they're all grouped together for us right at the beginning, so we're just going to count those, and there are 6 of them, 6 ones. And again, if the numbers are all mixed up, you would have to look for all the ones and count those up. All right, next question here. Miss Wilkerson reported her students' scores on the most recent quiz. Use the data to complete the frequency chart below. So we have all this data. It is not ordered for us, and you'll notice in the frequency chart here, the scores have a range. So scores for 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 are in that top row. There's only one student that had either 16, 17, 18, 19, or 20. We want to find out how many students had a score between 36 and 40, including 36 and 40. So I'm going to go ahead and look for those and circle them. We have a 36, a 36, and another 36. I see 3 of them. There are no 37s, no 38, no 39, and no 40. All right, on to the next question here. A researcher recorded the number of cows on each farm in the county. Use the data in the histogram to complete the frequency chart below. So this graph here looks like a bar graph. The only difference here is the x-axis and the numbers on the bottom. This is what makes it a histogram and not a bar graph. The histogram has a range of numbers. So for the number of cows, farms that had either 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 cows would be in this purple graph right here. And I see when we go up to 5, that means there were 5 farms that had either 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 cows. So we want to fill in the missing number here. How many farms had either 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19 cows? That's this bar right here, the green one, and I see it goes up to the number 4. So we're going to fill in here a number 4, or 4. All right, next question. Dirk counted the number of pairs of shoes for sale at each of the shoe stores in the mall. Use the data in the first frequency chart to complete the second frequency chart. So again, we have these intervals here, right? I see 20 to 29, there are 10 stores. 30 to 39 had 50 stores. And if you notice, these two grouped together make up the first row in our second frequency table. So I'm going to add up these two numbers here, 10 plus 50, which is 60. So there are 60 stores that had 20 to 39 pairs of shoes. All right, the next category down here is 40 to 59. So I'm going to look at 40 to 59 here and add those two together. That would be 100. The next one here is 60 to 79. That's these two. 20 plus 50, which is 70. Then 80 to 99. We're going to group those together. 20 plus 10 is 30. And 100 to 119. 30 plus 30 is 60. So our second frequency chart is filled in. All right, our last question here. Professor Lynch informed her students of their scores on the midterm exam. Use the data in the stem and leaf plot to complete the frequency chart below. So most of you have never seen a stem and leaf plot before. we are not going to spend time reading stem and leaf plots besides filling in frequency charts. So I do want to explain how this works. We're going to think of the stem as the tens position and the leaf as the ones position. So if I make a list of the data, I have a 1 for the tens position and then a 1 in the ones position. That makes one of the data values 11. Then another 1 in the tens position and a 2 in the ones position. So that would be 12. And then we have two 14s because there are two 4s there. So 1 in the tens position, 4 in the ones position. 1 in the tens position, 4 in the ones position. And then we have a 6 and a 7. That would be 16 and 17. Okay. For the next row here, this 2 represents 20s. So we have a 23, a 23, a 23, a 25, and a 29. So I'm going to write those down. 23, 23, 23. There are 3 3s, so 3 23s. There's a 1 5, so that's a 25, and 1 9 for 29. Then we have 3 here that represents 30. So the first position in the tens is 30 all the time. And I'm just going to add in these ones here. So we have two 31s because there are 2 1s there. A 32. 2 33s because there are 2 3s there. 2 36s because there are 2 6s there. 37. 2 38s because there are 2 8s. And 39. Down here, this 4 represents the 40s. There is nothing there, so we have no numbers that are in the 40s, right? Not even if there were a 0, that would represent 40 exactly. But we have nothing there, so we have no numbers in the 40s. It stops at 39. So now we can use this data to fill in the number of students. So I'm going to count the number of numbers between 11 and 15, including 11 and 15. So we have 11, 12, 14 and 14. There are 4 of them. Then we have 16 to 20. So 1, 2, just 2. Then 21 to 25. 23, 23, 23, and 25. So there are 4 of them. 26 to 30. So that would be 29 only. So 1. 31 to 35, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last category, 36, or the last interval, 36 to 40, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 numbers in that one. And our frequency chart is done. All right, we will, if you have any questions on any of these, please tune in to our daily call. Otherwise, you can ask questions on Google Classroom, and I will speak to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.